I think we are there.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Everybody doing good? This is Kendrick and Rochelle. We are live.
Another Sunday, a week later.
I hope. Let us know if you can hear us. I'm not sure if. Let me just see if. Let us know. I can see there are two people on the. Please let us know if you can hear us. Um, let me see if it's live.
Yeah, it's live.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome and thank you so much once again for taking out the time to come and jump on here with us. And Mr. Jordan, good to see you, sir. Thank you so much. Welcome, sir. Welcome. I didn't see the message. You did not tell Sandra that we are Sandra. It has started. You made me laugh last week when you put that on. But thank you so much, bro, for jumping on. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. Well, guys, obviously, when we come on here, we want to make sure that we don't waste your time. We want to make sure that we are kind of like quick in and just and out, isn't it? Not like long story.
Sunday evenings, everyone's traveling time.
Yeah, school. No, it's not school. It's no. It's school holidays. You don't need to go, oh, but you're still going to work, isn't it? I was about to say the schools are closed, and you don't need to go to bed early. But listen here. We want to get straight into it.
Yes.
You know what the wife just did? She just pinched me under the blanket.
I'm the one that talks too much. Under the blanket, there's no blanket,
you see now, listen to you now. She just pinched me. Look, I'm even going red in my ears, man.
Okay.
But anyway, guys, we want to get straight into it, and obviously we are here so that we can tell our story. We want to we are here so that we can, whether we entertain you, whether we motivate you or inspire you. But we are here to just share our journey with you, and obviously it's you might find it interesting.
It's not scripted. We're just going with the flow.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with the flow and just see what comes out. Because last week we started off and we told you about the light. No, not just how we met. We told you about the light she saw.
Banned today. I told you to ban the light.
The light is banned. Okay, no more talking about the light. She had enough about it last week. Oh yes, sir. Sandra is here. Hello, ma'am. How are you doing? Thank you so much for jumping on. Good to have you guys. Mr. Naidu, thank you so much, sir, for joining. Good to have you, sir. But anyway, we're going to continue our conversation today.
Yes, and you're going to recap. 2 minutes.
Well, basically, there's nothing to recap. If you want a recap, you need to go and watch the the previous session. That will be a good recap, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because we don't want to keep you here for too long. I don't know where she gets the recap story from, but stop kicking me under the table. Just keep on kicking me.
Okay.
Trying to tell me I need to carry on, but anyway.
Okay, let's get with the program.
Okay, let's get with the program. Listen here, we are only here to have fun, all right? So if she's gonna kick me on the table, I will let you know. If she's telling me I'm talking too much, you will just
talking too much. It's 8 minutes 45. We haven't started the session yet.
Okay, man.
Can we just get deeply?
All right. So last week, obviously, we spoke about how we met. And how I was playing the guitar and how the guitar brought us closer together, and we actually used that as I used it as a catalyst, because that made things happen. And obviously we continue to do that because obviously I asked her, well, I can teach you guitar. Do you want me to? You want me to come to your place? Because obviously I did not have a place at the time. I was bunking somewhere on the floor at somebody's house. Because obviously I just showed up in Joburg as I mentioned.
Yeah. So we started to play the guitar. Well, I started to play the guitar. I did learn actually quite a few keys. Yeah. I did.
You did, yeah.
Yes, and I can play the guitar a little
bit. Which your favorite chord?
Okay, let's not talk about
D, G, B. So they don't want to embarrass us.
But just to clarify, we didn't start courting immediately. No. We were just friends, and I think for about February, March, April, May, June, for about 5 months, isn't it? Yeah. We did a lot of things together with some other people as well. We went for crusades and we went to like conferences and we did a lot of things together, like church things. And I think that brought us closer together. as well as we started a youth group together, didn't we?
Yeah. Can I just say that she said we did a lot of church things together. So the only reason why I stuck to because now, even though I didn't really want it to go, but you know, brother, do
you
what
had an agenda, didn't you?
I had an agenda.
And I had an agenda as well.
And she also, what was your agenda?
I wasn't good. You needed to get with the program, basically. And I had my program. You were either my program or you were
bye-bye. But I think at the time we were not very much aware of each other's agendas, you know.
Yeah, but we didn't have. I didn't have feelings for you initially.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. I just was like.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I thought so.
No.
So how come you just? Oh, when you saw the light, there was no feeling, nothing kind of like leaped on the.
Babes, I just tried to explain to you at the time. It was like, wow, you know, young people in the, in the homeless. That was like my motivation.
Yeah.
But you obviously had your own motivations.
Yes, ma'am.
But having said that, let's just, go to the next point. So we did lots of things together, social wise. But I think we met in February. But just to cut a long story short, because your birthday was in May, isn't it? And I threw your 21st birthday. Do you remember that? And then after that, I think that's when things started to take May, June. I think by July, I realized, okay, I actually like
why did you? You know what she did? You know, certain things she did, like really, like it grabbed my heart, man. It's like, no, man, because the time when I turned 21, you know, in South Africa, when you turn 21, it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was away from my family, and she decided she's gonna throw a party for me. It's like,
you're a friend. Yeah.
But I mean, listen. You don't just throw a 21st party for a friend. I mean,
it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't all your friends.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What was your intentions behind it?
Just to celebrate your 25th. There was no intentions, babes. Nothing. There's no hidden agenda. It was just to celebrate you. And we had a good time. I think that brought us together, didn't it? And that's where things kind of like took started to kind of.
Yeah.
What's the word? Develop. That's it. Develop.
That's
and then
right.
I think that was May 1st was your birthday. May, June, July. I knew by then I had feelings for you. And I remember the dates. I know you don't, but I do. No. And then I think at that point we became like youth leaders as well. Yeah. And we went to a camp. No, we went to a camp in August, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at the camp we told our Omsa leader that we were interested in each other. And obviously he was quite happy, wasn't he, about the whole decision, because I think he was secretly praying for it as well. Yeah. But obviously, we had a lot of people overseeing us. And that's one of the things I felt, wow, was amazing at the time. Because we were very naive in our kind of like relationships. And we had like all the sisters in the residence like watching out, you can't come to visit her and all of that stuff. And, so you had to sign in a book, isn't it? And then the security guard also would tell them when you came in and out of the... so you have to leave a certain time. And you have to come a certain time. So we had a lot of people like taking care of us, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I think was it in 90? So basically July, August was the camp. And then obviously that's where we went. We did the youth. We did the youth, and then we did this fundraising thing for the youth. Yeah. Do you remember?
You see now all of these things he's bringing up. Yeah, it's like very far.
It's vague.
It's very vague in my memory, because there are certain things that I remember that is kind of like, that really stood out to me. And those were the kind of like the nights that I used to come and visit her. Because what used to happen was,
But you used to always visit with your two friends.
Yeah, they always used to. Shall I say this?
I thought you say
No, but when you want to go and visit the sister by yourself, but then the brothers decide they want to drag along, because what she used to do, she used to feed us very well. No, I'm telling you, because coming from a very small town, and you know what she used to feed us. For some of you in South Africa, you will know it as Woolworths, yeah? Woolworths, yeah? And it's...
similar to Marks and Spence.
Marks and Spence. The sister used to pull out those kind of food, and it's like, every day I would just... And she didn't know something. I came for two things, to see her and for the food. But I always had a couple of a couple of brothers that used to follow me. I was like, guys, I got an agenda. What's going on? But yeah, continue.
Yeah, no. So it was a good. I think we had a lot of people watching over us, our courtship and everything, and that made things really easy, because eventually I think we went all the. At the time, Pastor Hermie that used to oversee the area, and I think he was, and he was the pastor that was going to get us married, but things changed during that time. Remember, something happened, he couldn't marry us. But it was amazing, the counseling we got and the support we got. I think it actually kind of molded and shaped our relationship, didn't it? And then I think after 6 months of courtship, we both went to Bible school, didn't we, for like a year?
Yeah,
that was the bestest thing ever. We were courting while we were in Bible school.
There are certain things that you have to talk for yourself, and there are certain things I'll talk for myself. She said Bible school was okay. It kind of like turned out all right, but when it's
I'm trying to wonder what direction you can go.
I'm talking about the Bible school now.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. I love the fact that that's where our relationship. That's where we spend most of our time.
But you guys tricked me into going, isn't it?
Who tricked you? You got sponsored to go to Bible school.
Yeah, you're nice. You tricked me into it.
Did I? Okay, I can't remember that part.
Yeah, no, I think I've mentioned this story before, where the brother was just told me, "No, I will pay for you." I was like, "Really?"
You got sponsored that?
Yeah, he sponsored. I didn't even ask for those. Let's see some of the comments on here. But ladies take note. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Bible school part of it.
Yeah, that was the best.
I wasn't. It was the best, kind of like
But I think it's shit for me. From my point of view, you were a very shy person. You always say you're shy talking to girls. You were just shy.
Shy in general, yeah.
But Bible school gave you the voice that you needed, and you realized your passion, and you realized you loved evangelizing, and you loved getting involved in ministry. I think that's one of the things that I saw in the first year. I mean, obviously we skipped a year now because we started Bible school, I think, in 99.
Yeah.
Because that was a year where everything just kind of like exploded in terms of everything, isn't it, in our life?
Yeah.
Because that was a year where we got engaged. I think we got engaged the 1st of May.
Yeah.
And then we got married the 16th of December, isn't it?
But before you get there, like kind of like when we went to Bible school, I don't know if I think I must probably have told the story to some of you. Like when you go to Bible school, you have this kind of thinking the Lord will provide. I mean, he spoke into somebody's heart to pay for me, and it's like, and I remember one day when
and you got a car as well, isn't it? At the same time.
One day I was running late, and I decided I was going to borrow one of my brothers, Mr. Iwang's car, to drive to the Bible school.
I forgot that story. Wow.
And as I was kind of like driving through Hillbrow, my first time driving on a public road by myself, and suddenly I kind of like just, when you drive and suddenly
boom.
I just went into somebody, but I would look back to wonder. I was wondering who went into me.
You went into somebody else.
But I went into somebody else because the brake did not work, and it's like, wow. And it was kind of like a shaky moment for me.
Yeah, I think you always keep things away from me. So I never found out about it until I just knew you were late for Bible school. I get a look at somebody.
Yeah.
And you were just late. I'm like, where's he? And then you never told me. You always used to just hide things from me, isn't it? That you were concerned about. So but you came out of there unscathed. So that was good.
And I even remember when I was running late. Remember, and you managed to catch a lift with somebody.
Yes, I remember.
And I started walking.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
And I said, no, the Lord will not allow me to walk to our school.
Oh my goodness.
That's not the Lord.
That was from Ilbra to Randburg. That's quite a long walk, isn't it?
That's not the Lord. That's not the Lord's will. And I started to walk, and I'm kind of like, no, there's gonna be a car. There's gonna be a car coming and stop for me and take me all the way from Hillbrow to Randburg. 2 hours later, I was still walking. 2 hours said, no, maybe this is not the Lord's doing. But it turned out.
Persevere, darling.
It turned out well, yeah. But I must say that was kind of like some of the highlights that we experienced, because obviously we met a lot of people that were very dear to our hearts.
Shaped our lives, didn't it?
And I think one of the things that we've mentioned last week was we need to kind of like sometimes just take a pause and just think back the people that had an impact.
Yeah.
In our lives, because it's important, because we are where we are right now because of
people played their part,
because of the contribution that people have made in our lives. And I was telling you guys earlier, because what I used to do, I used to go and visit her quite late at night. I used to come home quite late at night. And one of the things that happened one night was You remember? I told her the story.
And this was just before our wedding as well, because Mum was there as well, and Mum asked you what happened.
Yeah.
And then you said you didn't want to say anything.
I mean, for some of you guys that know, just pass me the water, please. For some of you that knows Hillbrow, excuse me. Hillbrow is one of the most dangerous areas in South Africa. Yeah, hands down. One of them.
Up, you mean?
No, hands up, hands down. It doesn't matter. It's just one of the most dangerous areas in South Africa, and you know, and just the fact that how we used to walk up, you know, just across from where she used to live, there used to be like, you know, guys dealing drugs.
Yeah,
and
it was, the building across from me was like basically that's where all the drug peddlers were. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The Mimosa Hotel. Yeah,
Mimosa
if anybody
Hotel
lives in Hillbrow, you know the Mimosa Hotel.
So was one of the most dangerous areas, and we used to just walk around there, you know, going to the movies, going to the restaurant, going to church, and all kind of different things. And just thinking back right now,
my goodness. With the grace of God,
even right now, if I have to go to South Africa, I won't even drive through that. You might say, Kendrick, but where's your faith? You know, you go then. I won't even drive through Hillbrow. It's like you know she kicking me again.
I think they get the point.
Sorry. I won't even drive through Hillbrow because it's just dangerous. So what I want to try to get to is this. So one night I went to visit her from where I was.
You were living in Berea. I was living in Berea. Nice bow, isn't it? Yeah.
So as I was making you moving the camera. As I was kind of like walking, I saw two guys approaching me from.
And this was near our wedding time as well, because you were helping us. Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah. I remember two guys approaching me from the front, and I kind of like, you know, because you do this almost every night. You just, you know, go and visit the madame, and then you go back home, and you know, like, you know, everything is cool. And as I kind of like walk, and it's like suddenly the guys open up, and they kind of like surround me, and one in front and one at the back. And I'm like, you know, you freeze for a moment. You want, okay, what's happening here now? And suddenly you realize the guy starts to feel my pockets, and it's like, and I'm like, you know, you freeze for a moment, and then I just, okay, no, what am I going to do? You know, it's kind of like, they're robbing me. Yeah. These guys, they're robbing me suddenly. And it's like.
And you only had a £2 in your pocket as well.
So what I did.
2 rands, not £2.
2 rands.
2 rands.
I just switched. I look the one in front of me, I look him in the eyes. And I changed to tongues, bro. I went straight into tongues. You know what the Bible says? The tongues confuse the evil one. That was the first time I saw my tongues confusing the evil one. The guys did not know what hit them. I had nothing on me. No weapon, no nothing. I just... And suddenly the guys just started to run off, and I started chasing because as they ran off, like, you know, he pulled out his hands out of my pocket, and the two rands fall on the ground, and he grabbed the 2 rands and he continued running. I started to chase them, and come, you know how you do.
No, but didn't one of them hold something against?
Oh yeah, because one of them were holding at the time it must have been a knife, because you know, I only realized, you know, when you like. And you're gonna call it adrenaline, but if you pump with the Holy Ghost, sorry, but you know, and I started to chase them. Why? Because now, you know, when you speak in tongues, you know, things just happen. You don't even you just get into a different zone. And you know, when I told her the story, guess when? On the night of our honeymoon, I told her, because I knew if I tell her what happened to me, she'll tell me, don't come and visit me.
Yeah, and that was a week. It was 2 or 3 weeks before our wedding, because Mommy was there. Mommy was cooking.
Yeah.
And the whole day, the room was so hot, the apartment, and Lucia and Mommy was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mommy was saying, I don't know whether you were uncomfortable or something, because obviously you got pokes on the side. Yeah. And then Mommy was saying, are you okay, son? You can say, yeah, I'm fine. He said, what's wrong? He's like, oh, no, don't worry. Nothing's wrong. It'll be fine. And then you said to me, I'll tell you when we go to our honeymoon, the story. And I was like, oh, what story?
Yeah, that was an experience, because I knew if I tell her,
Yeah, that would be it.
She would tell you, don't come and visit me. Not because she doesn't want me to come and visit. Because brother, you know, she wanted
to walk.
Yeah, I used to walk. It was probably about 15 minutes or so. But you see, these are kind of like the things that we do to see the madam, isn't it? It's sometimes we just do like silly things, but that's part of the journey. That's part of the experience.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. It's almost like, how can I put it? Just kind of like thinking back now. Certain things just pop into your memory because you realize that you did not even pay attention. I didn't even pay attention to the things that happened during the time of our courtship. Why? Because you believe you are like just living life like the way we are living it now, isn't it?
You take things for granted. You don't see the full picture.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you have to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
It's not just a destination you have to focus on. And I think we've had a lot of reflection on things over the last few months. I mean, this video was like, I mean, you've been nagging me about making this before COVID, isn't it? And then obviously, I think after I got poorly with COVID, I thought, okay, let's just do something because let's do this, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that's why we decided to share our journey with you together.
Yeah.
Together.
And I think just on that point, I think one of our heart regarding this is that, you know, life has a habit of silencing your voice. And something that we really hope that will come from this kind of conversation that we're having, because it's not so much about us, you know, there is the motivation, the inspiration, the entertainment, the you know what, the laughter, whatever that is in there. But the greatest thing that will come out of this is when somebody on here realizes that, oh my goodness, I can tell my story, because your story also matters. And I hope that the inspiration that you will get from this is that, because we don't have an amazing story, it's like we're just telling you how we met and kind of like the experiences that we had when we were courting and all of it. But there are some of you on here that, or even somebody that will listen to this maybe you know, in a month or 2 months or a year's time, will realize, oh my goodness, I've got a voice. And I want to encourage you, don't allow life to stifle your voice and to cause you to shut up, because you got something to say. Maybe you, and when we're talking about you got something to say, it's not so much even about preaching or anything like that. It's about, because remember now, our lives is the actual testimony, we are a walking testimony of what God has done in our lives, in each and every one of us, in every one of our lives. So yeah, that's basically, I hope that somebody will get that from this conversations that we have. So yeah, I really enjoyed you know, just hanging out with my missus at the time, you know, just eating all the Woolworths food and just continue to
I mean, just to get focused, just to bring it in now. Okay, I just bring it in.
I'm like all over the place.
So, but in '98 was basically our courtship year, basically. And I remember that's when I met your family in December '98, Christmas time, and then obviously you came down to meet my family after that in the new year. And then '99 May was when we got engaged, and then in December 1999 we got and naive, being very naive. All I knew is what I want as a person. I knew what I wanted.
Sorry, you went on mute there. Just go maybe 10, 15 seconds.
So, I mean, you know, a lot of people ask us, how did you get it so right with Ken? People ask me that all the time. I'm like, to be honest, I didn't overthink it. I wasn't even looking for a husband at the time. But I think for me, it was just knowing where I was going and what I wanted to do and where I wanted to be in my life. And if you were up for the journey, then you were on board with me. And that's where my decision came. When I finally made the decision. I mean, it wasn't an easy journey, right, Ken? When we decided to court and everything and then make it official with a family, we went through a lot. Our life was never easy. We had to fight for each other, didn't we? But I think I did more of the fighting. Because we came from a very different background. I'm Indian and obviously mixed race. It wasn't really embraced initially with family and stuff. But we stood the test of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I stood my ground. I knew what I wanted, and eventually I got the support of my family. And then the most amazing thing I think for us, because mom and dad and your mom and dad were different in province, like you're Eastern Cape and we were from Durban, so we got married in Johannesburg, and the amount of people that supported us, the people that were part of our youth, like Gabi and all of us, all of our very true friends, Kasturi and Leon, that were there with us for the journey. And I mean, obviously,
can I say something about Kasturi and Leon?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't.
Oh, okay.
There's just a thought that a reminder that came. We always mention that there are certain people that kind of like really, because Kasturi was her kind of like roommate, just lived right next to her, and
we came from Durban together.
Yeah, Durban together, and
she wasn't even a Christian as well.
I'm just bringing this up because I just had a memory of something that we went through as a couple, because they were dating also at the time. And I remember one day when we decided, I think we went to a celebration.
Yeah, your work hosted a celebration.
My work was hosting a celebration that night. You know where this is going. So the first car I had, we bought it together.
It was a Beetle.
A brown.
No, yellow.
No, it was brown, man. Come on.
I saw testify was yellow. It doesn't matter, baby.
Okay, yellow Beetle. I'm not going to. It was a yellow Beetle. Okay. Let me just hear the comments in here. All right. Sound. All right. Sound is back. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think there's a call that came through. Thank you so much, guys. We bought a Beetle together, and can you guys hear us now? Can I just be clear that is there sound coming through now? Can somebody just let me know if there's any sound coming through? Where's the phone? Let me just check. Is this? Oh no sound. Oh, no sound. Any sound, guys?
Yes, sound.
Yeah,
sound.
Okay, there is sound. Okay.
I need this
right.
delayed reaction.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to make sure that we're getting the sound. All right. So we actually bought a yellow Beetle together, and we're just going to conclude here because we don't want to keep you guys so much longer. So what happened? When this car, the seats underneath, some of you might know what I'm talking about. It had this thing. It's like a kind of a grass.
Yeah.
It's called koya.
Yeah, koya.
Koya, yeah. It's like a grass goes under, and it has wires, and then obviously then you have the leather on top. Yeah. So the four of us, we decided we're gonna go on a ride. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with a Beetle, bro. You're right. But with this one, you won't hear the story now. It went completely wrong. So the four of us went into this Beetle. We were gonna go to this function now, and we had two at the back and obviously two people in front. And
Leon was driving.
Leon was driving, and suddenly it's kind of like we just started to smell some smoke. And then when we kind of like went into a panic mode, where's the smoke coming from? Because now the Beetle decided to kind of like catch on fire, and it's like, man. And if you've ever seen people jumping through a
the doors didn't open
through a window of a small car, you should have. We don't even know how we got out of it, but I'm telling you, because what happened was because there was coil and there was the wires and the battery. I mean, who designed that? The battery was under the seat, so you sat down and the negative and the positive was connecting. and we started the fire.
That sealed me, you, Leon, and Custodi's face for the rest of our life.
That was weird because I've never seen people. I think I must have been the first one out of the car, to be honest. After that,
I was the last one out of the car.
It wasn't?
I think I was.
I think I tried to pull you through.
I don't panic. I see other people panic. I just calm down.
I tried to pull you through the window, didn't I?
I was very tiny and short back then.
Oh man! Now I'm just telling you the story because when every time when the name Kasturi and Leon comes up, there's kind of like the picture that it's like we almost went down to
flames
together in that Beetle. Sorry, continue what you wanted to say. You forgot, isn't it?
No. I mean, I think it's like 34 minutes that we're trying to be time conscious, but we have been all over the place because obviously there's parts of our journey that we're going to try and focus on for that first.
That's what I'm just reading comments. Yes, somebody said no.
Yeah, it didn't help me.
I didn't. No, I pulled it through the window.
No, I don't think you did.
I did.
No, it's fine.
No?
Let's stop. Yeah. So, but in any case,
I started running.
But in any case, yeah. So we will share in detail. Obviously, our journey, the year that we went to Bible school and we got married. That was a very interesting year where things happened, like crazy stuff happened. Like just a bullet points. Like our wedding was basically a lot of people sponsored a lot of things for our wedding, isn't it? The hair, the makeup, the dress, the honeymoon was sponsored by people and friends. So God really opened doors for us, and also Auntie V and Uncle.
Yeah, it was just amazing. Yeah. I mean, even we are planning to go through our whole wedding video with you guys. If you are interested to see that, we will let you know. But we're gonna do little small snippets the whole video we're gonna kind of like just share those moments with you guys. Not that it's special to us, but obviously for you most probably say, Kendrick, but you will see me, bro, the way I looked the time when I got married. It's a complete different picture, but I thank the Lord that he did some changes, isn't it? He did some changes. But guys, he did, isn't it? Yeah, because I always used to weigh 63 kg. I could never pick up any weight. And then some of my brothers told me, eat a lot of peanut butter and jam sandwiches, drink a lot of madogo, and eat a lot of pop. I did all of that, but the weight never came. And then I just gave up. And then when the babies, I think the third or the fourth baby came, then suddenly I realized suddenly I started kind of like look like somebody that has kids. But before I just looked like a small boy. Anyway, guys, listen here. We don't want to keep you any much longer on here. But it's always great to hang out with you guys and just we appreciate you coming on here and just for us to share our story with you. We appreciate your time and I think and
if you want us to specifically maybe focus on something, let us know, because in
fact, if you have any questions, just put it on there.
Put it on there. Drop Ken a message.
If I'm not happy to answer it, I will let you know. but if you just any question you want to ask, anything, I mean, like there's any question you want to ask, okay, and then we will decide whether we're gonna answer it on one of.
I don't see why you wouldn't answer it. I'm sure they're not going to ask unreasonable questions. So the whole idea is to talk about our life and be transparent, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem answering questions. It's fine.
She spoke.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing about our life that we can't talk about really. God has been good to us. That's the main thing. God, I mean, the point we're trying to get is God has been good to us.
Yeah.
He's had his hand on our life. He's made a way. I feel like something that I always say to you is like almost like the Red Sea. He parted the waters for us, because our journey has not been difficult. I mean, not been easy. It's been really difficult through our courtship, our marriage. Having kids have been like a mission, isn't it? Believing God for kids is a mission. And
I think one of the first barriers we had to overcome was, obviously, I'm, as you can see, and she's Indian. If you wonder why I'm doing this, because she's Indian, I'm mixed race.
You can't see the same.
For those maybe they were wondering, somebody even said once that we look like brothers and sisters. I said, no, something is wrong with your eyesight, man. How can you say we're looking like brothers and sisters? What's wrong with you? Oh man, I can't remember who that was, but yeah.
So you said, okay, the Indians we had, let's end on this note.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Was obviously our race. We were different races.
Yeah.
The second thing was I was really poorly when you met me, isn't it?
Yeah.
You met me actually when I first got diagnosed with being really ill, and you were there from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Right, and then obviously the diagnosis of, we'll talk about that at some stage, and then obviously. Getting married wasn't like this.
That in itself was a journey.
Yeah, it was a journey, and walking through it, being in Bible school that year, trying to afford everything. I was studying. You were like kind of working, not settled in a job yet, and then obviously believing God for kids. That was a story in itself, considering how poorly I was. But God was very good to us, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
So
what I wanna
what
share.
you're basically saying is that we're gonna go through it nice step by step. But what we are looking forward to is talking to you next is going to be kind of like just the challenges that you've experienced being a mixed couple. You know, it comes with its own you know, it came with its own challenges. But yeah, all right, guys, we are going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys, and let's do this again next week.
And I think we'll try and be more scripted next time, isn't it, babes? Because we've been trying to actually do a script, but it's just not us, is it?
Let us know if you want it to be more scripted. But I think just I think to freestyle is better.
Yeah,
because if I do scripted, I won't know. I'll forget what I needed to say. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you guys soon. All right.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
Happy Sunday.
All right. Have a great week. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye.